welcome to a very quick video to show you how to create your first or subsequent blog posts on your WordPress website. So today I am using the That Woman Tech website. If we just go over and visit site, you'll see we're on the actual website itself. And we're going to go across to the back end of the website so that we can start to create our blog posts. Now, the other thing that just to make you aware of is when we're looking at the posts is it's always worth having some kind of SEO tool to help you start looking at how you can ensure that your blog post can rank as best it possibly can when people are searching in Google and stuff. So you'll see on my website that I've actually got Rank Math on mine. Now I do use the Pro version, which is a paid version. You can get the free version. You can also use Yoast. You'll find those on plugins. So if you go over to installed plugins, if you don't already have SEO on there, you can go on, you can add new, you go and have a look in the keyword and just put SEO and see what comes up for you. There's Yoast and there's Rank Math. They're both really good. So you get to decide which one works best for you. I've used both. I prefer Rank Math purely because with Rank Math, it's really quick and easy way to connect up to my Google Analytics, but also I get a little number out of 100. And because I'm a bit of a competitive bunny when I start writing, I like seeing the numbers going up. Whereas with Yoast, they've got like a little circle with red, amber, and green. And I don't know, there's just something a bit more for me, more fun having it as a number. But that's just me. So, as I say, either work. Okay, so that's how you would do it if you wanted to. You would obviously find the Rank Math or Yoast, you'd hit install. Obviously, I've got Rank Math already on here and it's active, so it would then show up. So you can see my Rank Math is here. You would, set it up. If you want more details into how to set your Rank Math up on WordPress, look out for another video coming up. But for now, I'll assume that you have this in and it's all there for you. So the first thing that we're going to do is obviously on That Woman Tech, we've actually got a blog page set up. So I'm not going to set the blog page up. Mine is called Amazing News. Most people call it blog, some people call it news, some people call it latest. It's really entirely up to you how you want to call it, but mine's already set up. So I'm literally on this video just going to show you how you set up and create your first or subsequent posts. So in order to do that, the first thing you do is you go down and you look for posts. If you're really comfortable and you're used to doing this, you can go straight to add new. But if this is a new experience for you, I'd advise go to all posts first because this will show you the posts that you have up. Now you can see where Rank Math comes into its own because when you look on the far right hand side, it gives you a number as to what keyword you're using and how it's currently ranking. And you can see that at the moment, I've still got a little bit of work to do on 3 of these posts. This one's not too bad because it's already in the green, which means it's already looking pretty good in terms of being found on Google. But equally, there's still a way to go because it's only 83 out of 100. And ideally, the closer you get to the magic number 100, the more chances you have for it ranking. When you look at things on here, you'll also see the name of the author, which you can obviously change if you've got guest speakers, they can be added as users, and you can toggle your blog post to the name of the person. You'll notice I've been a little bit lazy. I haven't actually categorized 3 of my blog posts, it's advisable that you do, because then when people are searching in your search bar, they can quickly find what they're looking for under the categories. You'll see I don't really pay much attention to tags. Yes, you should do it, but I haven't. So that's another to-do list item for me. This bit here is actually where people have commented on the post, because these are all live and published. And if you are going to get comments on your posts, you will know as soon as you log into the back end of your WordPress website, because a quick and easy way of locating them will be here on the left. Underneath pages, you'll see comments, and usually it will have a number linked next to it. So it will highlight to you that there are comments there waiting for you to either approve, to delete or block or spam. So, you can do it very quick and easily that way. And then, as I say, you've got the date that it was published, and then finally you've got the number or the ranking that is coming out for that particular post. Okay, so to add a new post, you simply go to the top next to the word post and click add new. And I use Divi Builder on my websites, but I don't actually use it for creating my posts, because I prefer to use the default editor. And you'll see when you first look at it, it looks a bit kind of messy, because you've got all of this stuff underneath, like table of contents. What headings am I using? Are there any alternative headings I want to use? Do I want to exclude any? Now, this all connects actually to my online course creation stuff in LearnDash. So I'm just going to get rid of all of that so that you don't have to worry about that. If you don't have an online learning platform, you won't have this bit under here. However, if you have done your SEO, you can see I've got rank math on this side on the right. You will see that it's already showing me all of the things that need to be paid attention to. And this is why I do like rank math, because I can type in my keyword. It will give me an understanding of how it's likely to rank, and provided I do these elements and to the best of my ability, it means that it also helps get the ranking up. So at least I know that I've got a fighting chance amongst all of those posts that go out on a daily basis. So the first thing we've got is this page. You've got an add title, which we will do in a minute. You've got rank math, and we've got some things up here. This will be when you're saving, and I strongly advise you save as you go along. Sometimes I will create a blog post, but I won't have had time to really edit it. Some people prefer to write their blog posts in something like Word or Google Docs, and then literally copy and paste it in. I actually personally like writing within WordPress, because for me I just find I flow better when I'm creating it that way. But if I have an idea on the go, I will put it into Google Docs. But my preference is just sitting down and thinking, this is my time carved out for making a blog, and therefore this is how I want to do it. So basically, you've got this page, you've got the save draft, you've got preview. So obviously you can see what it's going to look like on the front end of your website. You've got the publish button when you're ready to publish the document. You've then got this sort of settings cog. You've got Divi, which is the Divi settings. And as I say, I use Divi on the website, but I actually don't use the Divi builder or Divi settings on the blog. I prefer Gutenberg, which is WordPress's default word processing system, if you like. And I prefer to use that, and you'll see that in action in a minute. You've then got this, which is to do with rank math, and currently with a blank page, I'm still ranking 2 out of 100, so we're not doing too bad. We've already got 2 points, but you can see that will change as we start putting information in. Then we've got rank math. We've got a preview of a snippet. This is what is going to show up on Google once it's published, and what a kind of quick summary of what this blog post is about. We'll have and identify what focus keyword we're going to be using for this blog post. You can work out, it gives you some helpful guidance here on how to score 100 out of 100. You've then got whether this is pillar content. And if you actually go to the little questions on there, and this is specific to obviously me having rank math in, it links you back to helpful advice and guidance as to what these things mean. Now, if you haven't got time for all this and you're not really into SEO, that's fair enough. But at some point, it's worth your while just having a bit of an understanding, because obviously, the more you understand SEO, the more you will get more success with your blog posts. And the other thing to say with blog posts is that they are a long-term strategy. You are not going to get a quick hit, and unless you're absolutely a super amazing copywriter, article writer, and blog post writer, and you already have raving fans, you are not going to go viral straight away. So you just need to know that and accept that these are what we call the slow grows. They will gather momentum over time, and you will start to see traction, but you're not going to get massive viral attention from your posts, but you will get growing, understanding from your readers. You'll get that know, like, and trust going, so that people get to know you and understand you and like you, which means it becomes easier for you when you are offering your products and services to them. You'll also see on the right hand side then you've got this sort of list with little cross. These actually change color as you work through them, but these are your little kind of nudges to remind you what to make sure you're including to make sure you have good SEO on your post. You'll see there's a drop down menu that has additional, and as you're writing your stuff, you'll see these will change color, and when you've got it brilliant, it will go green and you'll get a little tick. And that's why I get competitive about it, because I'm looking for those green ticks, because I'm getting instant gratification that I'm actually kind of, yay, got something, that dopamine hit. So all of this is really to help you really get a great start to your blog post. Now, you'll see I've got a little tick already, and that's because I am using a table of contents plugin, which you did see at the beginning of the session when I started the recording, because it comes up as a default on mine. This is a kind of good practice for your blog posts. You don't have to do it, but obviously you get the extra little points if you do. And you can, just as we did before, just go to your plugins, find your table of contents plugin that you like, um, install it, activate it, and then that will give you the option for it to then be resting on your actual blog post. So let me quickly take you through the settings, because this is going to become important to you as you write your post, because it's not just about your post. If you have a look back on the That Woman Tech website, if I just quickly go back in, you will see on the blog post that each one I have got some artwork on there. I'm actually going to change the size of that, because at the moment it's on a full width and I want to have it as a grid, but this will do for now. But you can see that there is a piece of artwork, and if I click in, you will see then you have the artwork, you've got the bit of the text, you've got my contents, and then you've actually got the post itself. And at the end of the post, you've got the opportunity that people can submit a comment, and they can also sign up for my newsletter, or they can hit subscribe. And you'll see I'm a fan. I never used to be a fan of pop-up opt-ins where people could subscribe, but now you can see I kind of like them now, so which is why you're seeing them on the site. So you will need some artwork. So coming back to this back end, you will see that you've got things like status and visibility. So this is going to be a public post. You can publish immediately, or you can change that when you've written it, and you can click on the immediately. You can actually schedule your posts. So you can change the date, you can change the time that it goes out, bearing in mind that WordPress, I believe this is a United States of America time zone. I could be wrong, but if you wanted to go at 8 a.m. UK time, you need to make sure your settings are correct in your WordPress site so that it does go out 8 a.m. UK time. And I'm in the UK, which is why I'm saying UK time. But there you are. You can change and schedule your posts if you choose to, or you can just write it and get it out there immediately. If you're using this and you're editing and stuff and you want to review it before you send it, you can obviously save it and then you'll put pending review on, and that's if you want to go back and review it. I'll be honest, I don't use those. I just write the thing, I leave it in a draft for a couple of days, I go back and tweak it, and then I kind of schedule it for posting, or I'll post it immediately. You can change the author. Obviously, I'm the only one authoring on That Woman Tech. But if you had somebody, say, you had somebody who's writing your blog post for you, you set them up as a user, as I showed you at the beginning of this video, and then you could then toggle it to your name or their name, however you want to do it. You can use a template if you want to. I don't. I just leave that there. Permalink will be what the post will look like, and that happens once you put your title in, and that's the link that will for the actual post itself when you kind of go and have a look, or you want to share that around social media. You can see I've already set up some categories, some around software, streamlining, technology. There is an uncategorized. I could put another one because I do help people create online courses. So we'll put that in as a category. And then I might do, what else can we do? Concierge service that I offer. So I can add those as additional categories, so that I've got, I can separate out if I'm targeting particular blog posts on particular aspects. So if I was talking about, what's the best headset or microphone or software, um, uh, screen, green screen or whatever, I might put that under technology. If I was talking about difference between Rank Math and Yoast, I might put that under software. If I was talking about top 10 things to think about when you're creating your online course, I would categorize it as online courses. And it just makes it easier for people to look for when they're searching. Tags, you can also put the tags in, as we mentioned before. I've got a few here where I've used them if I've done like tech talks that people can come to each month, and they come and do like an hour or 2 hour workshop. And you can see there's other ones there that I have used recently. The main thing really when you're starting out is to have a look at this set featured image, because you want to have something visually appealing for your blog posts. Obviously, I went for Memoji when I was setting up That Woman Tech, and so she kind of lends herself to more kind of animated, cartoony-esque type visuals. But you don't have to be doing sort of clip art and those sorts of bits and pieces. You can simply create, you can get a photograph and put that in. You can use Canva will be your friend when you're creating your featured image, because that will give you the opportunity to put both text. One, two, three, because that will give you the opportunity to put text in, perhaps overlaid on a photograph. You can put in an brief excerpt of what the blog post is about. And then obviously on the discussion, I'm allowing comments, I'm allowing people to ping back. This I don't use at all because obviously I'm not using Divi in my settings, but essentially the most important bit here is the featured image, and then also if you're categorizing, pop your categories in, and if you're tagging, obviously pop your tags in as well. And I can do more in-depth information around categories and tags in a different video, because otherwise this one will be ages long. Okay, so we're going to start now with the actual creation of the blog post itself. So we're going to add a title, and I'm just going to put top, let's try 10 rather than 20, top 10 tips for a great blog post. For a great blog post that is actually, why don't we just put an awesome blog post. There we go. And we're going to use the keyword as blog. So I'm going to come over here, or blog post, and I'm just going to write. Now I've got the paid version, so this actually does give me suggestions as to my keyword, but for the purposes of this, I'm just going to put blog post, probably put posts, because that's the one that has come up. Now you can see it's actually not got massive SEO ranking there. So let's have a look at blog post. I'm going to have a look at blog post examples for business. Let's see where that comes. Again, that's also kind of low. What I would suggest that you do is actually you do your keyword research well before you get to this bit, because you'll find the right keywords first and foremost, but also then it just makes life a bit easier, so you know what the top ones are, that you can put these in and play with them. Let's have a look at blog post website. Again, there's not really huge amounts, so I'm going to go back to blog posts, because for the moment that will do for the purposes of examples here. So if we scroll down, you can see that we have these things. So the focus keyword does not appear, but it will once we've put that on. You can now see that's gone to green, because we're using the same SEO keyword in the title, which means it's easier to find. You'll be surprised to know that for many, many years writing blog posts, I actually did not know that. And then all of a sudden there was a aha moment, and it's like, oh yeah, that's just makes it, so obvious. But when you're actually writing and starting at the beginning and you're not quite sure what you're doing, you don't think to do that. You just want to get on with the content. Okay, so the next thing is we want to put in some kind of structure, so subheadings, etc., etc. And when you click on the block, this is where you add blocks of things. So we could add an image, but I already know I'm using the featured image, so I don't actually want another image at the top of my blog. I don't need a list, and by default I do have a table of contents which will populate itself as I start writing. So I'm going to start off with a heading here, and on the title it's a H1. We want an H2 next, because I want to actually answer the question, what makes an awesome blog post. Because I want to be able to kind of pose the question to the reader and then answer. And if you can see already, we've got good readability in the blog post already, and you can see that we've already jumped up to 49 out of 100 simply by doing a structure that we've got a key title, we've got the right SEO word in the title, and we're now starting to make things readable and understandable. So we've got positive sentiment in there because it's awesome. We've got a power word in there, which is fantastic. Oh, not the word isn't fantastic. It's fantastic that we've got one in. And we're also using a number because the research is showing that if you've got numbers in your blog posts, they do better. They're read, more people read them when they can see, power words and numbers. So Rank Math is doing the heavy lifting for you in terms of your SEO, and we've already hit that, and we're already halfway, just under halfway, and simply on 2 lines. So you can see how powerful this is. So the next thing, we're going to add a block, and we're going to put a paragraph in. And we're just going to do a bit of writing. So I'm just going to put a little bit here. So bear with me, because unfortunately I'm not one of those people that can multitask and talk and write at the same time. So I'm going to go silent for a few moments, which will probably give your ears a rest while I just get something written. Now, I don't know if you just saw that. So I've just done my first paragraph, and if you just hit the return or enter button, it will naturally jump into a paragraph for you, or you can just click on the plus and change that to a block. I just want to add a new paragraph. Um, okay, so what I've done here is I should put full stop there. I've done my kind of introductory paragraph, if you like. And you can see on the right hand side already, we're starting to hit the right ticks, if you like, on our thing. So we've gone now from what were 6 errors on basic SEO, we're down to 2. Okay, so we just need to use that in the URL. If you're not sure how to do that, literally you can just click on the question mark and it will show you how you do that. And it does it all for you. So if you look on the publish, on the permalink, you go in and it literally shows you step by step how to change the permalink to incorporate your SEO keyword on there. And that's why I really do like Rank Math. And I love them to pieces. And actually, I think I need to become an affiliate if they have an affiliate scheme, because I just love them so much. Yeah, so we know that these are things that we still need to do, but that can happen a bit later on if we just get the thing written first. But the other thing that you'll see in the preview is already it is starting to populate on snippet. So his top 10 tips to create your awesome blog posts, that's good enough for me. I'm quite happy with that. But if you wanted to edit it a little bit more, if you wanted it to be a kind of, I don't know, something about just condensing it, or kind of giving it more of a punchy snippet, you can do that. But I'm quite happy for it to generate the preview for me. I'm just doing my little bit of laziness, because why would I be doing that when Rank Math again is doing the heavy lifting for me? And already you can see we've jumped up to 62 out of 100 just by that small amount. So, what makes an awesome blog post? We've done a couple of paragraphs, that's good enough. Try and keep your paragraphs really, really short. This goes against the grain as a former academic who does deal with proper paragraphs for academic writing. When I came to blog posting and got told, there shouldn't be more than 3 sentences, it was a bit of a shock horror. But there is a reason behind that. So stick to the guidance, because it does stand you in good stead, because people don't like to see massive, massive blocks of text. Okay, so we're now going to move into the actual body, if you like, of the post. And you'll notice that we talked about top 10 tips. So I'm just going to literally put here are the these are the awesome blog post tips. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I then want to move into a list. Um, Now, some people will say to you at this point, oh, you shouldn't write lists because the whole purpose of the post is that you are going to expand. But for people who perhaps haven't got a lot of time to read stuff, you want them to read something. So for me, I'm quite happy putting a list or even the numbered list in. So I'm going to put them as a list here, and then I'm going to expand on them underneath. Now, bear in mind, this is all coming off the top of my head at the moment. I'm just trying to give you some examples on how to get your post written. So, what else do we need? What else do we want? What else can we have in there? What else do we want? Okay, so I've put in the top 10 that I'm going to kind of have a discussion about. So we're going to really start off with another heading here because we want to expand on that. So I'm literally going to be a little bit cheeky, and I'm going to do this. And the reason that I'm doing it this way is because I want my thing to flow, but at the same time, I want to, might help if I actually put the right hash thing in. Number one. So you can see that I'm building up this blog post, and I would literally just go through, complete all my 10 points. You'll notice I've got Grammarly on here, but it's the American English, not the English English. So I'm just, having to dismiss some of the spellings. But you can already see we're up to 65 now out of 100, and I would literally just keep going, making sure that I'm responding to these kind of these errors, and just continuing to build um, my post. I might wish to put a small image in there because I want compelling title, but if it was a really long post, I'd be tempted to put a small, perhaps a thumbnail image under each. But for the purposes of this, I'm just going to leave it there because it's given you the bulk understanding of how to start creating this post. So I'm going to, leave that bit there now, and I'm going to assume that you have carried on and you've written your post. You can see that really to get another kind of tick, I'd need to get to 600 words minimum for it to be, kind of back in that SEO good practice element. And as I say, if you've already kind of taken something and cut and you from Google that you've saved and you've written it somewhere else, you can literally copy and paste it in here to save yourself some time if you don't want to do it actually in WordPress itself. But essentially, you're going for green ticks all the way down. If you've got Rank Math or on Yoast, you're going for the green circles as much as you possibly can. Then we would go over to our um, settings and we click our post. I'm going to put this as, we're going to put this as, I think I'm just going to create a new category actually and talk about blogging. And then that way, as a tag and a category, it means that if anybody's looking for stuff around blogging, and I can put top tips, and I can put and literally everything I've got in my list I could create as a tag, optimized images, SEO, etc, 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 and you can build your tags up. But the main thing I want to get to here is obviously your featured image, because we need to do something. Now, as I say, you can see this is the back end, this is my media library. But to upload a file, you click on upload file, and I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I'm going over to Pixabay because I haven't got time at this moment to actually create something in Canva, although that is my preferred these days. But I'll just pick this image because this is kind of pretty straightforward and easy for us to do. And I just want to show you how you would actually put that in. So I've downloaded it. You can see it down the bottom of my screen. I'm going to go back over to my posts and I'm going to upload that file simply by dragging it in. Now, just a quick tip, Google cannot read images, so your best bet to get some SEO ranking on this bit is to put a description in the alt text. So we're going to put this as 10 tips for awesome blogs. I'm just going to put that in so that if when it's loading it takes a bit of time and the picture doesn't immediately come up, it can, that's the kind of thing that's red, and you can see already it's put it in there, so it's already being visible. So that's that bit done. And then in terms of the actual permalink, that's we can go and change that, but for the time being we want to just have a quick look at what is this starting to look like. So I'm going to save the draft first so that I don't lose it. And then we're going to go over to view preview, which you can go on either there or you'll get a little thing down there. And this is what it's going to look like at the front end. If you're seeing this little share, that's because I use Publer, which is a social media scheduler, and it means that I can quickly and easily share this via Publer. But in terms of the post, this is what it's going to look like on the front end of the website. So you can see it's starting to kind of look really good, and I'm actually really happy with that. So in terms of creating that as a post, I'm probably likely to keep this actually because it's it's actually coming out better than I thought it was going to come out. So that's pretty much it. That is your post as such. So if we just go back into the hit the back button, and it'll take us back to our post to edit. Okay. And that is it. So we're not doing too bad on SEO. We've got our featured image in. We're not putting any additional blocks or things in on here. Everything's looking good. It's public. It's available to publish. It's standard. Right, here's the slug. We've got the URL. That's that. So that means that when we go back to rank math now, it means that the URL focus keyword is being used. So I'm happy with that. So you can see now that the only thing we need to build upon is the length of the actual article, the blog post, and that gets us more, we're going up in ranking number, all is good. This one, there's always a little glitch with rank math that I've noticed, because if you noticed, we did on the featured image, we did put the focus keyword as alt text. We did put awesome blog posts, but for some reason, and I've noticed this a couple of times on some of my posts, it doesn't actually kind of tick that box doesn't tick. So I'm not quite sure why that doesn't do that, but as long as you know that you have used your focus keyword, ours was blog posts, in the alt text, then you know you can't go wrong. So all you would do is, if you're ready to publish, you would just hit the publish key, and that makes it live on the website. I am not going to do that. I'm going to save this because actually I want to go back and work on this a bit more and finish it off, and then I will post it. But hopefully that will give you the understanding of how to create it. Once you've published, you'll get this, and you'll get your confirmation to publish it. And then at that point, it's all done. You would then publish it, and then you literally go back on the W to view posts, and that brings you back into the back end of your dashboard, and you can see that there it is, and it's got draft next to it, so you know that it's not yet published, but we have been able to preview what it will look like once it is. And it means that I can go back in now, and I can, you know, add a few more content to it, and when I'm super happy with it, I can then go ahead and I can publish it. So I'm hoping that that will give you an understanding very quickly around how you can create your posts. Once you've done more than one, all you have to do when you come back into your website is literally go to your posts, and you can literally, let me just go back and show you, because there's two ways you can get in here. You can either hover over posts and literally go and click add new and create your new post, or as we did to start with, you can go to your all posts first and then click add new, or you can go to the button at the top which has the plus and new and go to post. Any of those will get you kicked off with your new blog post. And if you want to see all of your posts, you just go to all posts. So there's creating a new one from the start. And if we go back and just go to all posts, you can see all the posts that are in there. Okay, so I hope that helps, and look forward to your comments.